Good morning, my friends. It's Krebs here, and welcome to another Company of Heroes episode. How are you guys getting along? Krebs is doing just fine. Krebs, where the hell have the Company of Heroes episodes been? Krebs, you made a Company of Heroes episode on April Fools. That doesn't count as a Company of Heroes episode. Where have all the Company of Heroes videos been? That is just a selection of messages you guys have been sending me the last few days about Company of Heroes. Where have all the episodes been? And to be honest with you guys, why are you harassing me so much? Company of Heroes 2 beta test has come out. I've been playing that along with my other games, World of Tanks, War Thunder, whatever else. I've been making videos of those, but I've been playing Company of Heroes 2 and enjoying it. And some of you have been saying, here's another good one that a lot of you have been saying, Krebs, when is the Company of Heroes 2 gameplay footage that you're going to upload going to be coming out? I can't upload it, and this is a really frustrating thing for me, guys. The number of people that have been asking me, when is the Company of Heroes 2 footage going to be coming out? It is never coming out unless I'm allowed to upload it. There is an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement. Okay, so I'm not able to upload any gameplay along with other people. If you do see any people live streaming or uploading to YouTube, they're not supposed to be there. Nobody has permission except Sega or Relic Entertainment itself. They're the only ones that give out permission. Nobody else is allowed to. And if there are videos out there, chances are they'll be taken down. So until I am allowed to get permission, which maybe I will be, I've been hinted at some of possibly being able to do that, then maybe... well, then, not maybe, I will then get some Company of Heroes 2 gameplay out for you. But at the moment, I can't do it. And the frustrating thing is, why do you guys ask me this? This information is at your fingertips. Honestly, you can go onto the Company of Heroes website. You can look at the general AFQ. You can look at everything that people have been asking and all the stuff that they've been talking about. It says non-disclosure agreement. A lot of betas, closed betas especially, anything that is closed and amongst a small selection of people is usually going to have an NDA. They're not going to allow you to upload. So come on, guys, a bit of common sense, please. Please, it's making Krebs almost tear out his hair. Common sense. That's going to be the message of this episode. Common freaking sense. Alright, so Krebs, what do you have on offer for us today since you're doing a Company of Heroes episode at last? Well, we're going to be doing a 1v1 on Sturzdorf, and we're going to be looking at an American going by the name of WmDSandland. Oh god, that's just a total mess of random letters. T17 at the end, that makes sense. He's going to be playing as the Americans, and down south we've got WmDSandland as the Wehrmacht. So we're at the 5-second mark, and we're going to be getting started in 3 seconds. So in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10, and on we go to another very exciting matchup in the Company of Heroes battlefield. So I bet you guys are probably yearning and burning inside to ask me what the hell is Company of Heroes 2 like. Again, NDA, I am not freaking allowed to speak about it, but you know what, guys, I'm going to mention some stuff right now, and it's going to be very general and nothing about the actual gameplay specifics. But I will say that Company of Heroes 2 plays out differently from Company of Heroes, and the other thing I'm going to say is I am loving it. It's essentially the same game, but the strategies are different since you have, you know, different factions and you different units and whatever, blah, blah, blah. It's a great game. It's a lot of fun. I would recommend you guys to pre-order it. I don't even say that as like, oh, I'm being sponsored, blah, blah, blah. I'm not actually being sponsored at all. I say that genuinely from the bottom of my freaking heart. It's a fun game. You guys are going to enjoy it. I don't know why some people moan about it, but I think it's a fun game, and you guys will have a lot of fun. So go pre-order it. That is Krebs' official endorsement right there. Right, so I haven't played Company of Heroes in about a week now since Company of Heroes 2 has come out, so I doubt I've forgotten that much about this game, but do bear with me if I tend to call things differently or say, oh, what is that, blah, 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 who knows. Anyway, so this is Sturzdorf, as you guys can see on the map. It's kind of funny 1v1 map, one of the favorites out there, probably after, I'd say the top 3 favorites is Longra, Angoville, Semois, and then probably Sturzdorf comes in at 4th. As you can see, there are a multitude of cutoff points over here. You've also got plus 16 munitions up here, plus 16 munitions over there. You got plus 16 fuel point over here, so making the vital points on this map sort of along the right hand side, but still don't neglect that you have a variety of medium points along the left hand side of the map as well. Still, the majority of the fighting tends to happen along the left to the middle, with straight skirmishing going on along the right hand side, just because the natural tendencies of the map is that, you know, you just come out into here, lo and behold, you're in the left and right middle of the map, whereas you have to walk all the way to the right hand side and blah blah blah. It's a pain in the ass. So we've got the Wehrmacht capping along the right hand side. They've already initially capped a few stuff. We've got the Americans decapping this point over here. Man, this game feels so different than Company of Heroes 2. So freaking weird. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do, guys? I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna give out Company of Heroes 2 beta key in this freaking episode. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it right in front of your freaking screen right now. There you go. There's a Company of Heroes 2 beta key right in front of your screen. Whoever can claim that first, well, happy days to you. So we've got the Wehrmacht moving along the left-hand side, and this is going to be a bit of a short match. As you can tell, it's 3 minutes and we're already along the way of the bar, quite far. But the reason I've chosen is not because necessarily one side absolutely owns the other side, one opponent owns the other opponent. It's more so about the strategies, and what I would like to see is the unusual in a match. So a lot of times you'll have, like, in a standard match, you have skirmishing going on, and, you know, there's good comebacks, there's good maneuvers, and we can all appreciate that. But I also like to see the unusual strategies being employed, and this is what's unusual about this strategy. Look at how the territory has been stretched all along this direction for the Wehrmacht, and they're getting up right and personal in the American space, which, how many times do you see that happen? Not often at all. In fact, I think this is probably the first time I've ever seen it happen, where somebody, the Wehrmacht, has actually gone up straight into their base near enough, and they're just being very, very harassive. In fact, look at how the points have been capped. The Wehrmacht have actually completely neglected the fuel. They're saying screw you to the fuel. I don't know why. They've captured a variety of munitions points, and maybe this is part of the strategy. Look at how much munitions that has been capped. Let alone that the Wehrmacht actually had these two munitions point, or this munitions point over here, the plus 16 as well. I think this is part of a intentional strategy, and I'll tell you what it is. I think it's because he wants to get as much munitions possible so he can upgrade his pioneers of flamethrowers, so he can put down mines possibly, Panzerfausts, anything that's munitions related. And although he's got a very, very small income of fuel at the moment, he's just trying to use this strategy of his to have an early advantage. So he wants to be very, very harassive early on, and hopefully that will bring him success. Then again, it's a do or die situation. If it doesn't work, chances are Sandland's lost the game, because he's got no fuel to make a comeback anymore. So let's take a look at T-17 over here. He's got plus 52 munitions income, plus 42 fuel income. Sandland, plus 32 munitions, and plus 5 fuel. Just goes to show you how much depleted the Wehrmacht is of fuel at the moment, since they haven't even bothered capping the fuel points. What they've actually done is put the forward HQ right up here. Look in this row of what the hell would you call these? Garages? In the UK they call it garages. The warehouse? Yeah, maybe warehouse. And they've put up a forward HQ here, allowing their guys to reinforce on the field. Would be so nice to have a medic bunker right now, especially with all this infantry fighting. Look at that. Pin. What? That looks like it's almost past. That looked like it was freaking past the range of the MG. Okay, fair dues. Maybe it's a bit leads you on the wrong, misleading. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. But look at all these riflemen. They could be moving on up, harassing like crazy, because what you have to do in order to dislodge something like this is just having an overwhelming force of power, simply. The Americans are cutting off from the back, so really just trying to deplete the Wehrmacht of all possible resources. And not only that, you need your territory connected up in order to reinforce from a forward HQ. So at the moment, since this point is disconnected, all territories are disconnected, and so they are not allowed to reinforce from this forward HQ, which is kind of desperate if you ask me. That's one big part of the strategy, having this ability to reinforce from the forward HQ here, and they can't do that right now. And look at this, we've got a flank coming in from the south with all these engineers and also the riflemen. Lucky days that they have two MGs to suppress all this shit, but oh my god, the amount of deaths on the field at the moment. Look at that, even squads dying on retreat. One engineer going down, this one's so close to death, and there we go, 2 squads down like that. I think we had some guys dying in the base itself as well. Look at this, look at this, look at this. The MGs putting down the power. Actually, I'm sort of wondering right now, how did this MG get reinforced? I'm pretty damn sure you're not allowed to be able to reinforce from a forward HQ. I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to reinforce from a forward HQ if you don't have your sectors connected up. Okay, maybe Krebs is seeing stuff. Maybe that MG wasn't damaged. I don't know. I feel like I'm seeing things now. I'm a bit delirious. But let's focus on what else is going on. Do we have an MG elsewhere on the field? No? No? So here we go. We've got the MGs just firing on down along here. We've got this MG over here firing down the MG nest. And the Americans are essentially trapped in their base. It looked like the flanking maneuver was going to actually prove out to be very, very useful and take out the Wehrmacht, but unfortunately it didn't actually work. There was another MG that stopped it all, and a variety of squads have actually died on retreat. Ouch, that's kind of painful if you ask me. These squads down here are probably going to be capping up the points to reconnect the territory. I'm pretty freaking sure they're not able to. This is going to be bothering me for this match now, because the territory is disconnected. I'm pretty sure you're not able to reinforce from a forward HQ if you don't have your territory connected. Please correct me if I'm wrong in saying that, but I'm almost like 90% sure. Alright, so we got this American squad going in for a deep enemy lines penetrating maneuver, flank, heading down along this direction, completely, who cares about, completely ignoring the attack on their base, because they know they're not going to have the power to actually deal with that at the moment. They just need to try to cap the enemy field. But one of the most annoying things is, if you actually look at how the territories are connected at the moment, the Americans have literally no resource income, even though they have so many resources on the field, so many points connected. They don't have these vital cutoff points connected. It could be this one that needs to be connected, it could be that one that needs to be connected, but it's just so difficult because these points are right next to the forward HQ and all this attack happening here. And this is why I wanted to actually show you guys this replay, and why I think it's, although yeah, it's a bit short, it's going to be about 20 minutes. Good strategy, great strategy. How many times have people thought about using this? Very effective, because this line of warehouses over here is in close proximity to the strategic points, the cutoff points. Very nice indeed. I imagine you could do something similar down here in this sector with those houses if you were fighting the opposite direction. You want to be abusive. So T-17's out on the field. Maybe that's why this guy's name is T-17, because he's getting T-17s of himself. But he had some Panzerfausts shooting at the T-17s just to damage them up a little bit. Engineers going inside the building with their flames. I guess they wanted to kill the MG, but unfortunately the MG, unfortunately the engineers took a lot of damage there, actually losing a number of their guys. Stormtroopers out on the field. Ah, it's all coming together now. He doesn't need fuel. I see, I see. This is why he was trying to get so much munitions. He is going for a strategy that is completely independent of fuel. If you go for Blitzkrieg, you can get essentially tanks, you can get infantry, with just at the cost of munitions, or not munitions, manpower. Wow, destroying that cargo truck there. At the cost of manpower. And I guess the nice thing about having a lot of munitions is that you're able to upgrade your stormtroopers that you will eventually get with Panzerschrecks. And that's going to be useful at countering any armor. As we can see, one of the best ways of actually dislodging it, as I was saying, was an overwhelming force of numbers. But it's also teching up. If you can get T-17s, M8s, whatever. One of the best ways to counter that is to get some stormtroopers, put some Panzerschrecks on them if you have the munitions, and there you go. Take them on. That's it. Alright, so can they reinforce? Yeah, they can! How? Seriously, wow, alright. Apparently you can reinforce when your territories are disconnected. Ah, I think I know what it is. I think I know what it is. As long as the forward HQ is in your own sector and the sector isn't decapped, all the sectors connected to it can be decapped. But as long as the sector that the forward HQ is in is still in your hands, you can reinforce from it. Ah, okay, fair enough. You learn something every single day. That's interesting. That is interesting. I never actually knew it. I thought you had to have all territories connected up to that point, but it's actually just the territory that you're in has to be connected. Oh, right, okay. Well, there you go, guys. Krebs learns things every single day in Company of Heroes, and I guess you guys can learn some stuff as well. Okay, so there we go. That's the Stu out on the field right now, as you can see, coming out to counter these T-17s. Not a hard counter, but if he can actually land his flotation shells, because they actually look like they float, if anything, then it can actually do quite a bit of damage. So last, the Americans have pushed out. They've gotten rid of the forward HQ. I guess there wasn't enough power, enough fighting force behind this front to keep it going. And eventually what happened was these T-17s managed to just push it out altogether. See, it was the T-17s that changed it all. It was the T-17s that changed it all. And now what we have is pretty much the occurrence of a normal game now. Because it's just back to the normal skirmishing. We don't have any sort of ultimately harassive strategies. It's just whoever can outmaneuver the other person, blah blah blah, and play more superior. Very generic things I'm saying at the moment. Yep. So, okay, so yeah, Wehrmacht coming back onto the field along the left-hand side, chasing away the Americans. On the right-hand side, they're capping up along there, and so you could just see this big reversal of strategies, couldn't you? Like at first, the Wehrmacht just didn't even give a care about. The Wehrmacht actually didn't even give a care about all the territories, all the sectors and such. And now, all of a sudden, they're camping all along the field. And that's great. That's one of the things that you have to do. Sometimes if you can't keep up the power of your initial strategy, you can just easily move on to another strategy. You can transition to another one. And that's the most appropriate thing to do. Because the game fundamentally will be different from the early game, to the middle game, and to the late game. And even into the late game. It can be all fundamentally different. So it's good to see that the people are changing up their strategies and just trying to make it work. So we have multiple T-17s out on the field at the moment, as you can see. 2 along here, a 3rd along here. T-17s are nice. However, I think personally M8s are better in 1v1s, and I'll tell you why. M8s, you can upgrade them with armored skirts. Costs munitions to do that, but it gives them extra health, a lot of extra health in fact. And they can also put down mines, which is very, very nice. It's a supercharged mine essentially. Costs more munitions, but it's a supercharged mine. And just in a 1v1 scenario, it just seems to be that they do a lot better. Because those mine placements can be very, very critical in taking out your opponents. M8s can be good in team games as well, but I find T-17s are better in a team game because of their supportive role with the stun ability, phosphorus rounds. If you can stun a tank, for example, and then your opponent, or your teammate rather, has some sort of anti-tank capabilities, then they can take out tanks. And that's why I think in a team game scenario, T-17s are better. They also get extra health from veterancy. It used to be in 2.601, what was it again? I think in 2.601 they actually came with a lot of extra health. I actually can't remember exactly. No, I think in 2.601 what it was they didn't have much health, but then when they got veterancy they got like a big boost where it's not as big now. Maybe that's it. Yeah, this is some of my stuff forgetting Company of Heroes in the last week. But yeah, they get health with veterancy. And that looks like the armor doctrine to me, armor company. As you can see, the field repairs. 150 freaking munitions just to get 3 T-17s repaired. One was actually taken down on the attack right there, on the retreat of the Americans. And there we go, look at the map. It's just become almost like a normal game, hasn't it? Both sides just trying to grab what territory they can. Nothing absolutely unique right now. T-17's moving along the right-hand side. What are they trying to think? What are they trying to think? Maybe they're trying to harass rather than take this all head-on. But it's kind of looking like this is unimpeded to me. And is this going to be potentially the same strategy, the early strategy version 2.0? Oh dear, I think this might even turn out to be that. We've got the Pioneers getting inside the building here, possibly thinking about placing down a forward HQ. We'll have to see if it actually does. Maybe they won't care about it. Maybe they're going to be thinking about, oh, we're just going to get Stus because that's all we really need. At the same time, a forward HQ could be the end all for the Americans right now. Okay, it's time to do something about it though, because they can't just ignore how Stus are destroying their base buildings, especially how Stus are destroying the motor pool. They do a lot of damage against base structures, and he's specifically targeting the motor pool because he knows that the motor pool is the one that produces the AT guns, produces everything that can effectively counter him. There we go, that is it. That is the motor pool down, and that's pretty much GG in my opinion. There's that one single AT gun, but yeah, that's pretty much GG. Motor pool is gone, he has to rebuild it. Does the Americans even have the ability to do so? Yeah, they could. They just need some more manpower to do it. But then once you got it down, then you have to build stuff out of it. Ugh. And when you have a Stu just over here, yeah, it could go down real easy. So in my eyes, it's going to be GG. You've just got the T-17s back here, harassing, field forward HQ, sealing the deal. Almost like a chess match, isn't it? It is almost like a chess match. Oh my freaking god. AT gun even destroying his own barracks. Absolutely amazing. And all these T-17s are doing, they're being cautious because they know that there's a pack out on the field over here. They know there's Stus, and they're just trying to snipe from maximum range. Some medic stations would be really nice at this point, but then again, it is GG anyway. Even if there was medic stations, it'd be so easy to kill it. Critical damage on the Flame Pioneer there, actually blowing him up as you can see, and these Volksgrenadiers are just sitting in the flame, nice and getting toasted. Nice and toasty indeed. But yeah, lots of stuff over here. Lots of stuff. I think what the Americans maybe needed was some grenades. Grenades would have been very, very nice. So many guys dying. Oh man, the manpower cost. Wow. Yeah, the manpower cost is going to be really high on these riflemen, and they can't really do anything at the moment. It's just all these guys are dying. Look, as soon as they get a new replacement, another veteran, I suppose, so to speak, just dies. Oh dear. Guys, new reinforcements from the just off the boat from America. New reinforcements instantly blown away by Stu shot. Well, you had a good time, I guess. Okay, so headquarters right over here. Just taking some last final shots. Big shots, big chunks being taken out of this HQ right there. Look at that. Huge chunks. Even massacring the riflemen. So it's the last few moments in this game. We'll just see what the demise is going to turn out to be as every single unit is killed. You got the T-17s going down. Notice how this T-17 has veterancy 2. It has these sandbags placed on the front of it. Just giving it's a sign that it has extra health points on it. Normally the sandbags wouldn't be there. Yeah, but look at that. Panzerfaust going off. Panzerschrecks in the back. Chances are it's going to go down. 2 packs right in the field. Ooh, he's kind of afraid. He's like, no, I don't want to go up there, or else I'm going to get killed. Not going to happen. And base building's probably going to go down soon. AT gun in the back. Rifleman squad still alive somehow. That's all he's reinforcing. That's all he can do. I think he's just trying to save up for for something to get from his doctrines. But I don't think it's going to happen soon enough. He's not getting enough CP. Yeah. It's just all going down. All going down the drain. So I think at this point, guys, it's just going to be an annihilation. Let's speed on up the game. There we go. HQ down. T-17 dead. That dead. And last base building. GG. That is it. Alright, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Yeah, it was a little bit short, but who cares? Krebs is playing Company of Heroes 2, and I'll be doing more Company of Heroes replays, and as soon as I am allowed to upload gameplays of Company of Heroes 2, then I'll gladly freaking do that. But at the moment, as I said in the beginning, I can't. So leave me alone. Until next time, I will catch you all later.
Right, here we go. 3, 2, 1.